how's it going? Welcome everyone to the stream. We are, I think, on lap 1 of Pool 1 of the Alpha Cup, round 10 at Le Mans. Just finished my race, so we jumped in here. I think we've missed qualifying and we're halfway around the first lap. If you are watching, say hi, let us know how's it going. I saw obvious you joined the party there, party chat. I don't know if you can hear me. You are live. Good, man. It's just me at the moment, so yeah. Sorry, I can't hear you. Okay, the stream should be up by now. We've got Hollywood leading at the moment. He's breaking away from Ghost Killer pace. Superman he's second, third. Brandevane fourth. DC fifth. You're still taking 6th place, Cutfist 7th, Henny 8th, Mr. Lung is 9th, Puma Bridgens 10th with a penalty. It's going to drop him back 1.5 seconds, Dutchman and then Rusty. So that's the 12 drivers that have made the race tonight. I know there's a few guys load shedding and a few out of town, like Kalen. But yeah, if you are in the stream, say hi, let us know how you're doing. Ellen's going to come join us on commentary as well. He just won Pool 3 with me. Obviously missed a couple of weeks, so he dropped down. I think we're the only two that did a one-stop strategy in the Alpha, which benefited me because I spun a couple times on my first stint, but I still jumped back up to 3rd at the end. Ellen winning, taking over the 2 stoppers. Yeah, so Hollywood seems to have quite a nice little gap here. It's not showing me times for some reason. Not too sure why. Let me just exit quick and go back in. Anyway, if you can see the stream, if you're watching, say hi, let us know you're there. Can you see it, Sean? Okay. So how did you do the Pool 5 race, I think? This car's quite tricky. I see Hollywood ramping some curbs up ahead. It is showing times, but the times aren't accurate, so I don't know what GT7 is doing at the moment. Cars are jumping around. DC Gaming is going 5th, 6th, 7th, back to 3rd. So not sure what's going on there. Seems to have stabilized. We're still showing as 4th on the screen. He has a time penalty. DC is in the Lambo, which is one of the few that must be out there. I tried it, but it felt like it was chaining the tires, so I quickly parked it and grabbed the Alpha win. Yeah. Mr. Stiganator, are you in the chat there?
Good evening, Sean. Good evening, Stephen. How's it going?
Hey, good man, good. Welcome to the final stream of the week, season.
Yes.
Congrats on the Pool 3 win there. Our one-stops worked quite lacquer.
Yes. It seemed to be the winning ticket, but I was being caught at the rate of knots by this Lequere guy. I was fuel saving and this guy closed down. I mean, gee whiz, it was quite, I think it was, we timed out going into the last couple of chicanes just coming out of Indianapolis.
Yeah.
The lobby timed that and he was like 0.8 of a second behind me and catching me. So,
so
that was lekker. It was a good job.
Thanks to GT7 and its weird timing strategy, because with other games it was 3 minutes from when the leader finishes.
Oh my word, okay.
In GT7, some reason it's 3 minutes from when the first person finishes, which was me. I missed the 13th lap by about 4 seconds.
Okay. Okay, so what's happening here? Hollywood's
leading at the
putting
moment.
A gap on these guys? Yeah.
Hollywood, it says 0.1, 0.2 of a second, but it's quite a bit more than that. That Ghost Killer to DC says 1.5 seconds. That also looks a bit bigger.
Yeah.
DC Gaming 3rd place in the Mayfair Gearbox Lamborghini. I think this race is looking good for him. He's led before, but I don't think he's been in 3rd on pace. Still coming to serve his penalty now. He was in 4th. The penalties were quite hectic here. Yes, we had more of a battle in our race. I was right behind you, front 3, coming into the 2nd chicane, and I missed my brake marker. So I saw the 100 meter go past. I thought it was a 200, and then I realized it wasn't. So first lap I went into the gravel going into the 2nd chicane and came back out in 6th, I think, from 4th.
Yeah.
And then really base, I think, Blade, and who was the other person? I think it was Bomi or one of the C8 guys. Man, did we have a battle. It literally was chaos, because every time I get to the front I'd get slipstream down the straight and then start over. We were losing like 3 seconds a lap to you guys, but it was a huge battle. And then on the end of the 4th lap, I think it's the corner before Indianapolis, it's that right hand kink, and then you brake for the left. Is that Indianapolis, or is Indianapolis the right after? Anyway, whichever it was, that little fast right kink on lap 4 and lap 6 I spun on. The ass came out and I couldn't catch it in time. So yeah, that dropped me back to 8th, and then they all pitted. We did our extra lap, and then I saw 1 or 2 guys pitted for intermediates and no rain came. We're having a huge battle here in the midfield. Just following it at the moment. C8 Henny, Brunavane, Rusty, Lung, and who's behind Puma and Dutchman. Nice train of cars here, but yeah. So I thought that was my race over, and then my second stint went well. I was just sitting 404, 405, 404, saving fuel. On the last lap, when I realized I crossed the line, there was 3 minutes 90 to go, so 3 minutes 59 to go. So I knew I wasn't going to do an extra lap like you two in front.
Yeah.
So I just hammered it, and I used the lap and a half's petrol, and it was flashing and about to run out when I crossed the line.
Yeah. No, my fuel light came on before the second last lap, and I saw there was another 30 seconds to go as we went over the line, and I thought, oh no, here we go. But anyways, quite a nice battle happening here for 7th, 8th and 9th. These guys are really duking it out. I mean, some proper dicing over here. I must say these Alphas are quite decent. I don't know.
Yeah, who knew it was that fast on the top end?
Yeah, she was the thing boost beautifully. I mean, I was trying the Ferrari at the beginning of the week, but that thing is like an Italian woman. She either loves you or she wants to kill you. I'm sure, Neri, did you find the Lamborghini? I mean, you had that thing dialed in lekker.
Well, I wanted to use a Ferrari, but coming down the straights, in the slipstream right on another car's bumper, it opened up 4 or 5 car lengths, and the Alphas behind came flying past.
Yeah.
So I decided to park that idea.
Yeah, no, the Alpha just feels planted.
Just missed a change for the lead. As I changed, you'll see it now. Ghost Killer takes Hollywood. I'm not sure, Hollywood must have run a bit deep into that hairpin at the end of the straight.
Okay, lekker. So they quite nose to tail going down. Are they helping each other out, or they're just doing a bit of bump drafting?
I don't know. I think Hollywood must have run wide because he had about a 2-second lead on Ghost Killer. Yeah, that's very unusual. He has managed to stay in Pool 1 most of the season, but normally it's in about 10th or 12th place. So big shout out to DC. I know he likes watching the streams. Well done, Mr. Gaming. We're going to ride with you a bit. Let's see if he drops behind Yasteel, who also had to serve a penalty on the previous lap.
Yeah, the guy in 10th place, I'm not going to mention his name. I think we might get a strike over here. He's having a 2.5 second penalty in the Fanta Ferrari over there.
Yeah, just call him Mr. Fanta. Fantastic. It's got Superman, who's always a good strategist. Him and Yasteel, 3rd and 5th for Pace Motorsport. Yasteel has got past DC with that time penalty. Hollywood's gone back to the lead, so apologies Hollywood and Ghost Killer. We're missing you a little slipstreaming battle here. We'll run through the pack a little bit more. everyone's sitting about a second apart until you get to the 7th or 8th, 9th, 10th battle. They're all within half a second of each other. And so 12th place at the end of lap 3 is only 16 seconds off the lead, which is quite amazing. Dutchman's Mayfair Gearbox Ferrari is looking good.
Yeah.
Love that the guys are repping the sponsors nicely.
Yeah, some nicely turned out liveries and stuff. Alex putting in the hard yards over here. Just a question, any of the test lobbies, I mean, did the rain, was there rain? I mean, I've done 2 race simulations and a little bit of rain, but nothing to sort of change the tires or, you know.
There was one. I was trying to work that out earlier today, so my grand total of practice was about 45 minutes this afternoon and about 15 minutes yesterday, but I kept resetting the lobby, and I went out twice and did like 10-15 minutes, and it was the same as how our race was, with some clouds coming and some rain showing, but it was just a light rain and it never actually even wet the track. So there was that, but the one time I did it, coming out the pits, the track was full inters.
Okay.
And I did about 6-7 laps on inters just in case I needed the practice, and it hadn't dried up at the end of the 6th lap when I was running out of petrol.
Okay.
It was drying, but it still had lots of wet spots. It would have been dodgy to put it on slicks in, and I saw more rain coming, but I quit. So there was definitely a wet one. Judging by this, I think this is going to be an all dry race as well. I think it was probably like 1 out of 5 that would be wet. Maybe the guys in the chat can let us know. Yes, welcome back, Sean.
Wow. Waiting for the time to run down.
Because I had no fuel. What position was that for?
Lekker.
Or even if you had to do the lap and you run out of fuel on the first turn, the other guys can't go, so you just carry on.
Yeah, notice I'll park before the pit entrance, don't park before the line. Okay. But like heavy rain or light rain? Okay.
So just following the lead here, we got Hollywood still in the lead, 1.4 ahead of Ghost Killer. They're having a lacquer battle here. We can see Hollywood's third lap was about 4 seconds slower than his previous one, but he's back on the pace now. I see Anton says he was from last to 6, so shout out there.
Well done, Anton.
Yeah, still 1.2 out of DC. They're flying in formation. And the other thing, what's impressing me about DC at the moment is his fuel's fairly similar to Steel and Manny in the Lambo.
His tires are not so lekker. He just had a bit of a wobble going into the last chicane. Yeah.
But that's why I didn't pick the Lambo, because it chow tires.
Yeah. And brake balance wise, what do you do with the Lambo, the Group 3? Okay.
Yeah, I had mine 4 to the front on my second stint. First stint was 3, and that's possibly why I spun, because my back left was cooked, and going through that right hand kink it just came out. But DC's doing a good job. I don't know if he's going to do the 4-4-5 strategy, because by the end of this 5th lap he's car's going to be getting out of shape. He's dropped half a second on still at the moment. It's fine until it goes all red though. But once it's red, then you...
Yeah, he's gonna run out of tires before he runs out of fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone contemplate running mediums on the rear? Because it doesn't work in sports mode, but it does work here. I can say it now that we're racing.
Oh, okay. So you can run soft front, medium rear? Or
correct. I was going to do
Wow.
that yesterday, but then I was battling a bit with traction. First lap, cold tires, it was sliding all over, so I just did. And once I saw that I was going to try get 7 laps, but for some reason I told Pumpkin Patch to make an hour-long race. So I was practicing for an hour. I thought I was going to have to do 13 laps, maybe 14. So I was trying to work out how to do 7-lap stints. So
Yeah.
I thought I could do that from the first one and then just really take it easy on, or put mediums on for the second. But then I saw we were only racing 50 minutes. So
Yeah.
I binned the medium idea and just ran softs, because 6 laps on softs on the Alpha weren't bad.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad in the Alpha. I felt not way out of my comfort zone, but it was starting to weigh before to go into the pits, but it wasn't like this Lambo.
Yeah.
I mean, this Lambo looks out of control over here.
Well, the issue I had on my first stint was that I was battling so much that I think I cooked the tires a little bit more than I should have, or would have did in the second stint. Second stint was perfect. It was just braking points mark, but in that slipstream sometimes a double or triple slipstream, brake earlier than I was, and I still almost collected the back of guys and had to run wide, like at the end of the mole zone. It was a mole zone corner. We've got Mr. Bridgens in 9th, Henny 8th, Cutfuss 7th. Also a good drive from Mr. Cutfuss. Can see who's put in the effort to practice this week. Oh, and as I say that, our commentator's curse, Cutfuss gets a nice big slide with the Ferrari and drops a place, possibly 2. Nope, just 1 for now.
Yeah, there's a bit of a move happening in 7th and 8th place at the moment.
Yeah, that's the one Cutfuss got a slide on. So it's going to
Nice
bring
little train.
Puma Bridgens not too far off. 7/10, 2 seconds to Mr. Brunnevan. Brunnevan won the last week's race quite easily. This week he's sitting 10th place. So you can just see how it all shakes out. He was supposed to be in our Pool 3 because he didn't race 2 weeks. Mr. KBR EcoBoost. Not KBR EcoBoost, what's he now? Distinct EcoBoost or EcoBeast.
Yeah.
Depends which PSN you're looking.
Even you just want to up to position S9 and quickly, it's really going off there, bro.
These 3 still battling.
Proper Royal
after
Rumble
Cutfuss's slide, he's got Bridgens right on his tail. So our point scorer tells me that without this week's race, our season 2 champion is Mr. EcoBoost.
Oh, nice.
After the first 7 races, he had enough points that his throwaways, he didn't have to race the last 2 and he still wins.
Well done.
And then I think actually Yasteel was with Mr. Consistent, 1 win and a bunch of seconds and thirds. I think Yasteel took second. The battle was, I think, between Hollywood and someone else for 3rd overall, from what I heard. We'll confirm all of this, but that was Yasteel was telling me that on WhatsApp the other day when he did the points. Let me actually check here.
Just give a shout out to the guys working in the background. I mean, that looks like a hectic spreadsheet, eh? Updating all those points and
shout out to Mr. Yasteel, former GTSA admin who resigned, but now we just got him doing the points again anyway.
Okay. He's the league secretary.
Yeah, there we go. So EcoBoost, he said EcoBoost secured it a long time ago with the 5 victories. My consistent season, I'm second. Where's it? Scroll down a bit more.
Nice move here. Position 8.
Yeah, Cutfuss has a half a second penalty, so Brunnevan's looking to go through as well. Doesn't yet, but someone's sending us emojis. Mr. Sniper, wash hands, thanks Doc, stay home, face, the sheer poop shape face, what? anyway. We should start seeing some pit stops, I think, at the end of this lap. Guys with some cooked tires. Just trying to see.
Yeah, here comes Puma Fred on Henny now, putting a move on Henny.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
And shout out to Henny as well. He's had a very consistent season. Top fives quite often. It was Ghost Killer and Hollywood are fighting for third overall. So on the track and on the points table, third place up for grabs here. Ghost Killer Pace versus Kev or Hollywood.
Yeah, Manny definitely. Manny just picked up a penalty, so he needs to jump into. Yeah, he's on his last fuel now at the moment in fourth. He needs to jump into the pits as well.
Look at DC's rear tire. So DC was right behind Manny, right behind Yasteel. He's now 7 seconds behind Yasteel, driving with that cooked rear tire. So DC 401, 402, Yasteel 4 minute. But yeah, it's that cooked rear tire that's obviously hurting DC on this lap. Anton saying Rusty trying the undercut. The problem with the undercut is these guys, I'm sure, will do. Oh, look at that drift there by DC.
Yeah.
You guys should, guys on the chat should see it now on the stream. But yeah, the undercut's great, 5 laps. But then if they're going to do 13, they need to do an 8-lap stint.
Yeah, they're going to have to fuel save if they're doing a 1-stopper somewhere.
Yeah, or just switch it to a 2-stopper. So we see Hollywood's going to have to pit low fuel. Well, the interesting part though now is if you're doing 6-6, where are you going to do that extra 1 lap? Because I would have made that last lap I did in practice on a tank that I could do the 7th lap, but running it in fuel map 5 and 4 and short shifting. So the leaders are in.
Brandewijn and Henny, I'm just checking out their fuel. They look like they're good for another lap, so I think they're going to go long over here. Henny's got a 1-second penalty. Let's check what they do. Tires still look decent. Yeah, there they go. So we'll see a lead change for a few seconds. And
here goes Brandewijn as usual. Like you say, great on the fuel, and that's going to definitely push him forward in the positions.
Yeah, that's why riding in this slipstream train in the mid pack, it's not a bad thing at this track over here. If you can short shift and basically just hang in there, not stay too far off the actual leaders. You can make the guy sweat a bit at the end there.
I don't do what I did in battle. My issue was the front U4 got away, so when I was battling that 5-car train for 5th position, I was trying to push to get away from them. I'd get the gap up to like 6-7 tenths, and then we'd hit the straights and they'd be right back on me and then pass me on the next straight. So we've got Hollywood. He's 14 seconds behind the lead now. Obviously still to pit the first 2. But yeah, it is going to be interesting to see now. I see Cutfist also, I don't think pitted. No, he hasn't. So he's up to 4th place in between Ghost Killer and Hollywood. The gap on fuel on the pit stops has opened 1 second between Ghost Killer and Hollywood. What's good for Ghost Killer now though is coming onto the straight, he's going to get a nice slipstream from Cutfist to help him catch some of that back up.
He's going
looks like Cutfist actually sportingly just stayed out the way and maybe lifted, looking at the pace difference.
He's fuel saving as well. That Alpha's just pulling away from him. But yeah, the pit losses is like 25-30 seconds I think on a full tank. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to translate to with Hollywood at what's that, the 14-second gap to the leader at the moment. Brandewijn's keeping it steady. I mean, he's doing a good job on worn tires, so yeah, he'll have that benefit come back to him in after he pits and stuff. So let's see how it goes.
Well, that's a question, because he's only going to have to do 6 laps, which is pretty easy, because even I can manage it with fuel saving. These guys that pitted on lap 6, they have to do 7 laps on these tires, on this fuel. So they're going to have to fuel save a lot, while Brandewijn can push harder. So he'll be 10 to 15 seconds behind, but he's not going to have to fuel save at all.
Yeah, I think he's on for a podium. I mean, coming from that mid-pack battle over there, I think he actually, you know, cruising in that mid-pack battle and not overcooking, or not sort of overusing his fuel. I think that's going to be key over here. It's going to come back to him, but it's will come back to him at the end over here.
Just watching Yastil also going past Cutfuss. Cutfuss having a very slow lap, saving fuel and almost out of tyres versus the other guys on their fresh tyres.
Yeah, he's 25 seconds off Brandewijn, so he's almost like a pit stop behind him over there. So yeah, he's gonna. I don't think he's in this one tonight, though.
Old Mr. Cutfuss still doing a good job with the old Italia Ferrari. Brave choice. I mean, everyone else is using Alphas, and him and DC. So DC's dropped to 9th. Obviously, a couple cars that still have to stop. Supermanny's jumped in. Bridgens is 10th. Fanta's 11th. Dutchman's in 12th.
Yes, we need to talk to this Fanta bro about getting a better PSM. And
yeah, the guys are discussing it's not just Fanta. There's a few people with interesting names. It's not a COD lobby. Let's just have some other race names or your name. If you have a PSN and you're not sure what to do, let us know, we'll help you out. And on the weather map I can see rain coming, sitting on board with Hollywood.
Something we've had a lot of here in Cape Town. Yes, and we've got snow on the mountain, on Table Mountain as well.
Apparently that was a scam. Hollywood goes through Brandewijn pits, so will Brandewijn change tyres other than slicks would be a bad idea looking at the radar at the moment. It's just one little patch of rain coming. I see there's some purple in the middle there that might hit the track, but I don't think it's worth pitting. Ghost Killers pulled back 2/10 on Hollywood in the last lap or so. It's interesting though, I wish we could see the fuel percentage. We can see it on the graph, but I know to do 6 laps you have to use about 16% per lap. So what's 99 divided by 17? By 7. Yeah, you need to do just over 14 per lap, and the rain's coming down quite hard at the moment.
Yes. Ooh, lovely.
It's not going to last, unfortunately. It's just enough to make it damp. If you look at Hollywood's map, in the middle of the rain, there should be one more little hard spat coming down now where they are on the straight, and then it's still just, if you look at the bottom indicator below the intermediate level, enough to make you pay attention though. I think it's right before it stops, there's going to be one more little purple patch.
Yeah, Cutfuss just put on intermediates now.
It's not going to work well.
Softs. Yeah, it's gonna. He's in the burner styles like chop, eh?
The 2 or 3 guys that in our lobby, one did 2 laps and pulled in. That was Blade. I was catching him. He was 7 seconds ahead of me when I came out the pits, or when he came out the pits, and then I think I caught that up in under a lap.
Yeah, the rain meter's looking a bit. It's just above quarter now, eh? So
yeah, it's at the slick core enter. But looking at Hollywood's rain map, the rain's gone now. It's stopped.
Okay.
It's still interesting. You might see some guys spin or get a little bit out of shape. I think Cutfuss has assigned himself an extra pit stop there. So, especially, I suppose since he hadn't stopped yet, that was his 7th lap. It wasted that bit of fuel saving he did. If he had stopped on the 6th lap and just put inters on and now is pitting again 1 lap later for slicks, at least he wouldn't have to fuel save.
Yeah.
We got a nice battle here. You can see what's that? Yastil Rusty's now up in 4th, undercut. Supermanny 5th. DC Gaming's in 6th, right behind Supermanny. So it's only 6/10 between them. Then Brandewijn is now dropped all the way to 7th. 27 seconds off the lead. So it cost them about 36 seconds with the full tank of petrol. Looks like whether you can catch that 26 seconds up, I don't think so. But now the question is, are the other guys going to make a splash and dash at the end, or can they get to the end?
26 seconds is just on the sort of on the margin of a pit of like a pit stop, eh?
For a split, quick one.
Yeah, for a splash and dash. So if he comes out, it's going to be a dice at the end. But yeah, Brandon needs to just sort of look after his fuel and his tires to get him there for that battle. Yeah, TC Gaming and Manny is having a bit of a jolly here.
Yeah. Anton asking what's happening with TC. I didn't see who's using traction control. It's not Hollywood. The Brandeveen looks like it's on, but it's a race that has rain, so technically they are allowed to use TC. Same with Bridgens. Also could just be that glitch, because it's not activating, it's just showing highlighted there if you watch on the TC button. Yeah, Fluffy, I was saying wet race they are allowed to use it, but I don't know if they are, if it's just a glitch, because if you look at Bridgens here, his isn't flashing at all. It's showing that it's turned on, but I don't see any red. Same with Brandeveen coming through. Okay, there was.
Yeah, I think this Lambo's just going to sit here, this DC Gaming behind Manny. Just to sort of, see how long he can go on the stunt there.
So great job, only 22 seconds off the lead for DC Gaming on lap 9. Jumping back to Hollywood because I want to see the fuel. Fuel's looking good, he should be able to make the end. No rain forecast, looking at his rain meter. The gap's still staying at 2.8, it's on 2.76 now, but it's just staying a second or so outside of slipstream range. Bryson needs to overtake Hollywood to get whichever one finishes ahead, basically. I think gets third overall. Fluffy saying it's nice to hear your voice there, Stiggy.
Yeah, staying macho, are you, buddy?
Straight out of Cape Town.
There we go.
So you're still runner up for the season in a comfortable third. It's going to be boosting his points tally a little bit. He's got Rusty behind him, but if we look, Rusty is down to half a tank, which might make it to lap 12, but it won't make it lap 13 with that, I don't think. Then Superman is 5th, DC in 6th, Brandeveen 7th, Bridgens 8th, Fanta 9th, Mr. Henny, not sure what happened to him on his lap 6, he did a 4:09, so, and his outlap was about 10 seconds off the pace. But yeah, otherwise good race so far from Henny. He's dropped back a bit. Dutchman in 11th, Catfish is back onto racing slicks now with a 3-second pit penalty. So obviously those inters were ditched after one lap, and that's cost him a good 30 seconds or so, 40 seconds extra. So from being in 4th place a little while ago, needing to do his first stop, he's now stopped twice, while everyone else has only stopped once. And that's dropped him to 1:46 off the lead. 5 minutes, 1 lap last time around. Back to the front, still 10th or 2 here and there between Hollywood and Ghost Killer. Come on, Bryson, let's have a battle here to the wire. We shout for Hollywood as well, but close at 3 seconds. We want to see a battle for the lead and a battle for third overall. Looking at Hollywood's rain map.
Just playing it safe. I mean, you push the car too hard, you burn out your tires and you lose you burn up fuel. They know what's going to happen. The race will happen in the last 2 laps. So.
They're a minute from the pits, and there's a rain blob coming. So I don't know if this is one of those ones that's going to require pitting. The worst part is the first 2
is happening in Cape Town today, my bro.
Yeah,
there's just too much rain around, bro.
You see, the first 2 are now Steele's 19 seconds off the lead with battling with Rusty, but they can now see the rain coming, and if you're one of them, you might take a gamble. There's some heavy rain on there. Depends. We can't see it. Hollywood goes through. The Ghost Killer goes through. going to watch and see what Steel does. This is just a bubble. Anton asks where's Mr. Donkey. Donkey's playing computers. They're still rolling the dice. Rusty going through. Someone else's, Manny's also rolling the dice. Now what worries me here for the other guys is we know the pace guys practice, and they practice all the different combos. So even though there's probably 5 or 6, 7 different options with the random, they might have done this particular one before and known how wet it's going to go. Let's hope it'll throw some excitement here. It's still definitely dry enough to stay out at the moment. I would have stayed out. Just in general, if it's this light blue rain, you stay out for one more lap at least and see what happens. But looking at Hollywood's map, there's some very pink rain there, which is the heaviest. Whether it's going to hit the track or not, it looks like it's just missing.
Yeah, Ghost Killer's picked up some lekker overspeed. He's closing the gap nicely.
Yeah, it's taken a second, Hollywood. But we can see it's raining quite hard.
Yeah.
As I changed it, there was some heavy rain on the camera, but now there's nothing. So Rusty's up to third. He looks like he's actually been saving fuel quite well. He might still be able to make the end here. He's hitting the rain patch now. There's just a few drops as they went through on the camera. But if you look at the rain indicator, it is just below intermediates, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. So I think maybe Yasteel pitted one lap too early, but I'd start considering pitting when I come up to the pits on this lap. Judging, yeah, if he had hung it out an extra lap or two. So riding on board with Bryson, you can see some rain. It's enough to make you stress. He's got that gap to 1.7 to Hollywood. Hollywood still got the rain mark on. It's just over slicks at the moment. If you've got some skills, you should be able to handle this, but the last thing you want to do is spin and lose 10-15 seconds, so the leader's always the one under pressure. And Hollywood drifts into Molson corner. Ghost Killer also battled a bit there. He gaps down to 1.1. 20 seconds to Rusty. Rusty's coming into the damp section. Let's see how he makes it through. You can see it's pretty damp and almost enough to make spray there. Does Rusty go off? No, he doesn't. Brunnevain's now up to 4th, 30 seconds off the lead. He manages to make Molson alright. Bridgens and Mr. Fanta fighting. I think DC must have pitted. Let's see, DC is on intermediates here. He's taken a gamble along with Yasteel and one or two others. I don't know if that was the right call, but now we've got Fanta versus Brunnevain having a lekker battle here for what's now 5th place. Mr. Fanta.
Oh, we got somebody off.
Oh, Brunnevain.
Brunnevain off. Yeah.
He had an 4 second gap to the guys behind. That's now down to 1.3, 1 second. So it's now
and the tires.
Yeah, 3-way battle for 4th place. Let's go. Hollywood's lost the lead by 8 seconds, so he must have had a spin there or run off somewhere.
Yeah.
Looking at his track map though, it has stopped raining. The track is damp. I wouldn't pit. Let's see what they do. Ghost Killer staying out.
Yeah, I think the wind also changed direction. It's pushing the guys off into that left-hander.
That's possibly what happened to me. I was also thinking ours was 6.4 meters per second going into that on practice. So
yeah, everybody's running wide at that corner. So Brunnevain just go through there now. Humor made it through. Fanta guy. Oh, he went off as well. Definitely the wind, yeah.
See, we've got Yasteel and Henny fighting. Problem is Yasteel can push now, but by the end of the next lap it's going to be dry again.
Yeah.
Henny's in 8th. It's a bit sad for Yasteel, and especially DC, because they either going to have to stay out and lose 5 seconds a lap or more take 7 seconds a lap, or they pit in and lose 25 seconds. So any overshooting a bit there on the damp. Managed to save it without too much time loss. DC on inters in 9th place. He's got Super Manny on inters right behind him. Dutchman on inters. Catfish, who lost all that time earlier and was so far behind the pack, is now right with Dutchman. So they're going to have a battle there. Dutchman runs off just before the Porsche curves, it looks like. And we're going to go back to the front. So Ghost Killer had 8 seconds. Hollywood's taken 2 seconds out of him already, now that it's dried up again. Hollywood's driving angry for whatever mistake happened there. He did a 125 last time, and Ghost Killer did a 425 and a 414. So 11-second difference, but the gap's back down now to 5.8. Rusty is still holding third.
Let's just give a shout out to Sniper for helping us out on the chat over there. He's got all the corners bedded down over there nicely, so thanks, Sniper.
Thank you, Donovan. Show off. I also have Google. No, so see, I'm watching on Brandon, and his traction controls flicking 1 2 1 2, which I definitely don't think it's him doing. So yeah, while we're watching the last couple laps, just a shout out to our season sponsors, TGN Racing Simulators. Go visit their race room if you're in Joburg. It's not called the race room, I've named it that. The simulator, someone look it up and tell me. But yeah, go visit. Very nice setup. You can order your track art while you're there, one of the other sponsors. And then shout out to Zappa Gaming, who organised a very awesome play seat challenge. That's a fold up sim rig, so you can put your G29 or your T300 on there, fold it up, slide it into the broom cupboard, and then pull it back out when you need to race. Gap stabilized at 6 seconds between the leaders. Gap back to Rusty's at 15.9. Hollywood's really going to have to push with 2 laps left.
Yeah, Brandon, when he's starting to put down the ammo, we're starting to catch very nicely.
He's 28 seconds, so he's made up a second and a half on Ghost Killer, while at the same time Hollywood's made up some, but see that gap's opening a little bit. The other interesting thing, though, I don't think it should be too much of a problem. We've got two laps left. Ghost Killer's only got a quarter of a tank. Hollywood's got about a third of a tank left. So when they hit that extra 13th lap, Ghost Killer might be a little bit more stretched than Hollywood. So we were saying earlier we wanted a battle for the lead. Now we need Ghost Killer to lose a little bit of time so Hollywood can catch up this time. Rusty now 18 seconds behind Hollywood.
Here comes my guy.
Brandon coming for third.
Yeah, and I'm clipped to the premium okay. He's coming, bro. He's coming fast, bro.
Yeah, well, if he hadn't run off and lost that 3-4 seconds just before the rain.
Nah, he wants this podium, eh?
Mr. Bridgens holding on to 5th, great job. Fanta's dropped to 6th. Henny's now up to 7th. Steele's first of the intermediate runners. He's a minute off the lead, so possibly would only have to do 12 laps, so finish this one and do one more. It's not really worth pitting, especially seeing as he's got DC Gaming behind with very cooked inters, and then Super Manny with inters. Catfish.
Okay, Steven, take us to the 3rd and 4th place battle, bro. It's about to go off in a big way, bro.
Yeah, we got Brandon catching Rusty. Good drive by Rusty. We raced a couple times this season. He's managed to make his way up to pool 1 and in a podium place at the moment. He was 9 seconds slower than Brandon last time around. You can see he did that alternative strategy with the early pit stop, and he's quite low on fuel, so he might be one of the guys that end up just parking
At the finish line.
At the finish line and hoping, or going through and hoping the guys behind get cut off. Right now he's hoping to get to the line with the finish, get to the line with the time run out, so he doesn't have to stop, but we'll see how that goes now. Yeah, I think actually he should be fine to finish at the end of this lap. See now, there's 3 minutes left in the race. Yeah, he might have to do one more. Brandon's right behind him now. Slipstream on the outside.
No, he's got him.
It's going to be ahead before the corner on the brakes. Nice move. Still 4th place for Rusty. Good result. It's about hanging on to it. He's got 10 seconds on Bridgens. It's just about trying to make it to the finish.
Yeah, he's going to fuel save now. You can see Brandon's pulling away from him with slip, so yeah.
Ghost Killer's on his last 1/8 of a tank. Could be quite close between them. He's opened the gap to 7.2, but he's going to have quite a tricky last lap because
he needs to save.
Hollywood's got no problems with fuel saving, so that could still change on the last lap. What's going to be interesting though is let's see if they get cut off like I cut you off.
Yeah,
if I'd finished 20 seconds further back, I was actually about 15 seconds further back than Brandon is, so depends when they go over, but then the next car.
Yeah, I think Brandon has Ghost Killer has a bit of a problem here. What's I can't see the timer, the race timer. How much time is left?
1 minute 20. So definitely going to start another lap.
And his fuel light is flashing.
But I don't know if Hollywood knows that it's 3 minutes from when the first car crosses the line, which might just save Ghost Killer here.
He's going to find it out the hard way.
He's dropped off. He had the gap down to 6 seconds. It's 7.8 now.
Yeah.
Hollywood drifting there. I think Hollywood's just, battling. He cooked his tires. Must have, whatever that mistake was, he cooked his tires a little bit, and now he's drifting, trying to catch up.
Okay, Ghost Killer's staying out through.
6.3. Well, they have to stay out. No point putting down, losing 30 seconds. Just
Mark my words, here comes my old Brandon. Watch this. He's coming, boy.
We should. I think Bridgens is probably going to be the first one to cross the line, and he's 37 seconds, so it's going to be a fairly similar gap to what we had when we crossed the line. I don't think Rusty might just hold on to his 4th by going over. He's got no fuel, but it doesn't matter as long as he gets over the line, which he's going to. There's 10 seconds left. Bridgens is also going to get over the line. Rusty, don't stop, Rusty. Go, Rusty. Okay, so Rusty's gone across, so it's now 50, so he's secured P5. We've got Mr. Fanta, he's the first finisher, and the 3-minute clock starts now. How far the leaders? They're not going to finish, they're 47 seconds in here. So they're going to be about 25 seconds from the finish. Fanta gets 6th, Henny's going to get 7th. First of the intermediate runners with his very worn... Oh wait, Superman goes past on the inters. So Superman takes Yasteel into the final chicane on their worn inters, having a drift competition. DC Gaming's joining in. Does DC make a move? We're going to ride on board with him. Nope. 10th place for DC, who was running as high as 3rd at the start. Catfish, who made 2 pit stops extra in the middle, coming through in 11th, only 20 seconds behind DC. Good recovery from him. If this was a knockout.
Okay. Stephen, Hollywood is catching Ghost Killer, bro.
Yeah.
It's
down to 3 seconds. Ghost Killer running out of fuel.
2.6 seconds, yeah. Brandon is catching both of them.
Well, Brandon's 14 seconds back, but Hollywood still has fuel.
I should have put money on this race.
Ghost Killer's going to has run out of fuel here. Even if it didn't cut off, it might save his 2nd place. It's definitely not going to save the lead, I don't think. It's down to 2 seconds.
He's totally exposed though.
Remember I said that 7th lap's going to be a problem. Hollywood obviously backed off for it, and we have 1 minute 20 left. Brandeveen 14 seconds off the lead now. Bridgen's
Yeah.
13 seconds behind him. Rusty's just, he's run out. He's doing 80 k's an hour down the straight.
Remember I said this race happens in the last 2 laps, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to see the change of the lead.
It's a pity the game doesn't allow them to cross the line, but we will have a result here because Hollywood's not going to run out of fuel, and
Oh, there we go.
Hollywood takes the lead back,
And he
puts the
flashes
hazards
in.
on. That's third overall for the season. Hollywood's running out. There's 40 seconds left in the race, and they are a minute away from the finish. Brandeveen's now 12 seconds behind Ghost Killer. Ghost Killer's still got fuel. He hasn't run out yet because he's not doing 80, but I don't think he would have been able to hold him off to the finish. Hollywood 2 seconds up front. Ghost Killer must be on map 6.
Yeah, this is what George Russell must have felt like.
Yeah. 40k now speed difference. That gap's coming down, but there's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's the race. Should end. Hasn't ended. There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
3 seconds late. So
I think that would have gone to the line, eh? I think there would have been something like that.
it was getting close
over
there. For second, but there's your result. Hollywood, after some drama somewhere in the race, had a lead, lost it, got it back. He did the smart thing and made sure he had enough fuel for the 13th lap. Ghost Killer pace just falling short. If he had a minute less racing, he probably would have held on to the lead.
Yeah.
3:58 best lap by Hollywood, 3:59 from Bryson. We can see Brandeveen wasn't the fastest, but he managed the race the best for third. 4:02.
Yeah.
There's Puma 4:01, a couple 4 minutes in there. Interesting. Brandeveen actually had the third slowest lap, best lap. But it's consistency, not one lap pace that counts. So great job by all of them.
This race was more about fuel management and strategy than it was about outright pace. So Ghost Killer had the pace, but cutting through that air, punching hole through the air for the guys behind you. You pay the price at the end of the race. I mean, and putting that lap earlier, it's risky.
Yeah, so shout out to all the guys. I'm going to give a driver of the day to Rusty, 5th place from the back. He ran out at the end. That undercut did work though, because he managed to cross the line for the 13th lap when the guys behind couldn't.
Yeah.
Almost held on for 3rd, but obviously not enough fuel. Unlucky to DC Gaming, ending up 10th. That's more common position for him, but he had, without the intermediates, he could have been a lot higher. Same for your Steel, Superman, they all pitted for intermediates, and then the rain stopped. Sean, you still there? Who's your driver of the day? You go for Hollywood. Also well deserved. I just don't want to be. I was looking for the unexpected result. And Stignator.
Yeah, my driver of the day was me in my lobby. I won. But big time. I enjoyed watching Brandeveen. I thought he rode a very tactical race in the midfield over there. Didn't overcook it on that first stint. Went deep. He was off the pace. He made a bit of a mistake, but he recovered well.
Yep.
So yeah, kudos to him for getting the podium over there. But yeah, definitely, had it gone sort of for another 30 seconds, I think there would have been a bit of a sort of a tussle on the line. But entertaining race as always. Short, guys.
Definitely. Thanks to everyone for watching. That would be the end of the season 2 for the year. We possibly will be having 1 or 2 more races coming up, but just watch the Discord for information, or the Facebook page. Mr. Stick, thanks for joining me. Sean, Shot, everyone else, hope you enjoyed the season. We're going to have the prize giving, not prize giving yet, but we'll have prizes dished out and the lucky draw for the play seat coming up soon from Zappa.
Okay, lekker. That sounds exciting. Thank you.
Next season, I'm going to try organize a Tag Heuer watch from DJ from the Zappa Watchman side, but that's definitely going in my pocket. I'll have some corruption there.
But like a
You guys
genuine
won't
tag,
see.
not like one of those Hong Kong Belleville tag Heurers, right?
No,
There we go. There we go. I'm also coming back, Chum.
yeah. You get a title. You get a title. Let's see how GT gods screw me today.
Yeah, but thanks, Stephen. Thanks to everybody on the admin side and the marshals and everybody for putting the season together. As always, it's been a joy and looking forward to next season already. But thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks. Take care.
Cheers, everybody. Good night.